Oh shit. What the fuck? Hello. Yikes, this is live. Welcome to the Life and Transitions Experts podcast. This is Courtney Rollins, your host. I was trying to figure out what was going on there. I think I got it taken care of. This is supposed to be a family friendly podcast, so let me keep it that way. As the host, I consider myself an expert in probate in Durham County, North Carolina, which means I don't know everything about the probate process, but I'm dedicated, committed to learning, to growing, and to sharing that information with you. And that's what we're doing here today. My company focuses on helping families with the property and the stuff when it comes to probate. Quite often in a North Carolina, property doesn't necessarily have to, real property, real property doesn't necessarily have to go through the probate process. It really depends on how it's titled, how it's deeded, what legal instruments are in place. But quite often there's still property involved, and there may be some steps that need to be taken. And you might be interested in seeing how can I actually sell my property that's in probate. So we're going to go over about 9 tips or things to consider, to think about. And if you have any further questions, feel free to contact me, Courtney, at estateproservice.com. I'm not sure where you're looking at this. You can DM me as well if you're watching on YouTube. While we're on that, would love a subscribe or a follow or a like if this video is helpful or you think it may be helpful to other folks as well. So let's go ahead and check it out. 9 tips for selling your home in probate. And we'll go over to my Canva. All right, that's my face. All right, the first thing is to understand the probate process. So knowing the steps, if you need a checklist for probate, whether it's small estate or large estate, or whether it's someone passed away with a will or without a will, reach out to me and I can send you those checklists to help you walk along the way. But probate is basically the process of settling the affairs of someone who's passed away, whether they have a will or not. If someone's died and there's debt in their name and there's assets in their names, there has to be a legal way to administer those things, and that's the probate process. There are, again, legal steps and instruments you can put in place prior to your death to make sure that your assets and stuff don't go through probate, and I highly recommend you do that. Highly recommend you do that. Probate is not necessarily a fun process, and no one really wins, I would say, in this situation. Connect with me as well if you want a great services that range from you doing it yourself with some vetted legal documents in North Carolina to having a great estate professional help you with your estate plan. Wide range for the different needs out there. Holla at your boy. We can hook you up with that. Of course, you want to obtain legal representation. You do not have to. As a pro se state, you don't have to have legal representation. I do recommend that you do so because attorneys, they're really worth their weight in gold because they know if they're good, they know the legal steps and can protect you. And I would definitely recommend you do that, even on a small estate. And again, if you need support for economic, if you want it done in a very economical way, holler at your boy and I can connect you with some awesome resources that'll help you do that. All right. You also need to determine the property's value. Some people go to Zillow, which is not necessarily to me a strong estimate, but of what the estimate is. But some people go to Zillow. You may just go ahead and get an assessment, get an appraisal, and have an appraisal done. And now you know what the property's value is, or connect with a real estate professional like a real estate agent, broker, or cash buyer, someone like me who's used to doing valuations, and ask for an evaluation so you know how much your home is worth. And then you can decide and determine how much you want to attempt to sell it for. Of course, if there's any repairs or innovations, those are going to come in. They're going to help force some value and help you hopefully get top dollar. Be very careful with this, though, because there's very few renovations or repairs that are actually going to give you what you want. Like kitchen and bathrooms. We know a lot of people love repairing and replacing those, and those are awesome. But the studies the research just really shows that quite often, unless it's like a real, upgrade and change, that it's not going to add as much value. What usually adds most value, believe it or not, is landscaping. I guess that eye appeal, people come out, that curbside appeal and things of that nature, that can help someone increase how much they can expect someone to pay them. But it's interesting, the stuff that's important, like the HVAC and electrical, those super important things, you would think repairing those would add more value, and it is a more valuable, like how you use it. But as far as the price concerned, sometimes it doesn't come out as much as you want. But make necessary repairs and renovations, get some contractors, do what you need to do to make sure you add a little value there. And of course, prepare the property for sale. You can have the stage, you can have a real estate professional, broker or agent, someone support you in this way. They are great at stuff like that to make sure it's staged properly. I mean, we are emotional beings. So someone walking into that space and it smells good, there's lights, things that you can see clear, it does make a difference. And of course, market the property. Again, real estate professionals can support you, help you with that, make sure as many eyes get on it as possible so that you can have a lot of options. Consider cash buyers. Now, cash buyers, the thing about that is the repairs, the rehabs, even working with an agent or even having people, walk through your property multiple times. It's not necessarily going to be a part of most cash buyers' process. Our process, we try to make it as easy as possible for the seller. We trade speed and convenience for a discounted price, and they're able to move pretty quickly. All right, sorry about that. And let's see. Of course, try to seek multiple offers. Don't just take the first offer on your table. When we present offers to someone, we're trying to buy their property. We try to present multiple options so they can see and have some different options in within. But I would definitely recommend they seek other options because more information, But what I wouldn't necessarily do, and this is just my personal preference, when I'm selling my properties or contracts of that nature, I don't like to get people in a bid war. In other words, this may be personal. Of course, you want, if price is the most important factor for you, which quite often in probate is not always the most important factor for some folks. Some folks, speed, convenience, making sure peace of mind is taken care of weighs more than the price. But if the price is important, then having more offers is going to be important to you. I hope I followed that train of thought. If it comes back to me, I think that's what I was going to say, but if it comes back to me, I'll let you know. And of course, work with the title company or escrow company or a closing attorney so that you are not in the dark and when you're going to get paid. Basically, that's the good part of working with the title company. They'll make sure everything is legally taken care of so that the person has clear title and you transfer it over and you don't have any legal obligation. They'll also make sure the steps are followed properly. If perhaps you need an heir affidavit to show that you have the right to sell this property, or perhaps you need renunciation of benefits from other potential heirs. Give me 1 second. Excuse me. All right. And last but not least, if you do need support with the probate, even outside the property, I love to help. It's how I learn more. It's how I actually make a living. The more I can give, the more I can share, the more it comes back. So I want to say it's selfish, but it's really the law. I got to serve to be able to have space to receive. And that's why I want to be able to serve you. So be able to do that, feel free to reach out to me, connect, and let me remove this right here. And hopefully we'll go from there. And let's see, I feel like, if you need resources, probate resources, reach out to Courtney, estateproservice.com, or Courtney at estateproservice.com. And that's me. And I hope you are doing great. Life and transitions experts, let your light shine. Cheers.